Hi everyone, as promised I have come back to do a tutorial for the birthday celebrations for Tonic this week, and the last set that we have available is the special delivery postbox die and stamp set. Now I've already done a video before this one which you might have seen already, which was a basic construction, and in that video I showed you a postbox where I put it on a stand. And thinking ahead of myself, I think I might get one or two questions of how I did it. So we're going to plough on and we're going to put one together. So if you can bear with me for another video. So we're going to put this red one together as I showed you in that video. So I've gone ahead and I've already paper pieced this panel because you don't want to see me putting all these tiny pieces back into the die. But I've done that ahead of time just to save us some time, because I want to roughly go through how I did the double box, just in case anybody out there wants to have a go. So we fold all these little teeth back like we did before, and we're going to manipulate the card a little bit, get some curve in there, just helps it a little bit. And this is 240 GSM I'm using here for this box. As I said before, you'll need to cut 3 of these out and cut this detail out of the front one, and I'm just going to tease that fold down there at the front in case I have to go in. And you will need 1 base, so I'm going to fold all those score lines down now. Okay, and then we're going to stick this front portion on. So like we did before, we're going to put adhesive just on 4 of them for the moment, and bring those down, and then I'm going to place this on the edge there and get those to adhere before we move on. Okay, right, and we're going to add a little bit more adhesive to another 3. Like I said before, we don't want to be sticking too much glue on to begin with, just a little bit at a time. So we will wait again until that's grabbed. Apologies if you watched the video before this and it's a little bit of a rinse and repeat, but this is how it goes together. One of the other girls doing the videos could show you an easier way of gluing this part, but this is how I have gotten on with it myself. So I just want to hold those pieces there till they've grabbed. I absolutely adore this box. I'll give you a couple of ideas at the end when there we go. Tuck that one in. I want to get my finger underneath just to hold it in place. There we go. And then put some glue on some more. There we go. See, by bending that cardstock a little bit before you begin just helps the curvature of grabbing those teeth along the way. And we'll hold hold that there. And then we'll add adhesive to these pieces and tuck those in. I'm just going to bring it towards me a moment whilst I find the right position to hold it. There we go. It's just not rushing it, it is just really taking your time with it just to get this bit right, and then you can enjoy decorating it. I'm just going to press down from the inside just so I've got something to push into. And at this point I'm going to stick this little strip in, a little bit different than I did the first time. I'm going to put that on now. I'm going to do it from the inside, and I want it just above that little hole where your brad's going to go. There we go. And I'll put that in now. That's easier to put that in now actually. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time, but there we go. We learn something every time we play. So that there's in situ, and all that bar does is it stops the door from going all the way into the box. It's like a stopper, so that can only go and rest on the front of that bar. Okay. And I'm actually as well, whilst I'm thinking about it, because I'm thinking ahead this time, I'm going to stick my little brad, my little clasp, if I can grab hold of it, and I'm going to put that through that hole now, whilst I can turn it over. And again, that makes life a little bit easier as well. There we go. There. Pull him out the way, and then we can just push him there whilst we're working on it. So that makes that easy to get in from the other side. There we go. So now we're just going to put the back panel on. Should I have a go at putting this in first? Shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? I suppose we could. I've put all the other ones in that I've done last. No, I'm going to put it in last. Right, so the life of a crafter, never make my mind up. I'll pop it in at the end. So again, we're going to put the legs on, the back on, I should say, the back panel, and then line that up like we did before. And then just wait till we know. And then we'll go in and we'll add a little bit more adhesive to a couple more panels. Trying not to get too ahead of myself. There we go. It's finding a good way to hold it whilst it's drying. and then just wait till that bit's grabbed on that curve, because the glue's getting tacky now. I can feel it gets quite, I don't want to say stiff, it's not stiff, you can just tell it's setting, it really goes gloopy, you know. So and push with one hand and try and get your fingers underneath from the other end. That's the best way, because we want that in at the top. And some more adhesive on there. Again, I'm just going to bring it towards me so that I can look down. Actually, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tip it on the desk and I'm going to hold the teeth with my fingers. I can actually get my hand in there and hold it down. Gives me more something to press against. That's much better. Well, there we go. Why didn't you do that in the first place, Vicky? We just want to pop that down a little bit more there. You can like put your weight behind your hand and press into the desk to hold that down there. That's better. Get the glue in there. I shall try and fast forward this bit through on when I edit it, and then you're not having to watch and watch and watch. And then you get to there, you can manipulate it better. There we go. We get there in the end, don't we? And that's what it is. It is taking your time, having some patience there just for that little bit, and then you can have fun then when you start to decorate it. So I'm just going to put that down there so that I can see it's wandered off there, so I can just push it out with my finger. There we go, much better. You got something to push down into there to get the shape. That's much better. Right, so I think that I can safely say that has grabbed. So that's the post box. So what we're going to do now, I've got to put the base in, haven't we? Don't forget the base. There's a song, isn't there, about the base? No trouble. And I know I can't sing, so I'm not even going to attempt to. I don't want it to rain tomorrow. So, like I did before, I'm just going to unhinge there so I can get my hands inside the box if need be. And I am going to place that, oops, in the bottom. Again, I'm just going to bring it towards me, guys, whilst I put this in, because I need to get my head in there. And I'm all gloopy fingers. Gloopy, gloopy, gluey fingers. Right. Need to push that in the bottom. There we go. Away from anything else. Make sure it's all flush inside. Yep. I'm just going to hold that there till I know it's all grabbed underneath. You might want to put that panel in before you put the back on. It's completely up to you. I apologise if it went off camera there. I just needed to get my head in and have a good look. So that's the basin, and I'm just going to get that sticky mark off there. I glue on my hand. There we go. You know me, I don't like to see glue on anything. Right, so that's that on. I am going to put that other back panel on whilst we're here. And there we go. So that will give some strength to the back of the post box. So this one that I've done with a stand, you could actually put your sweeties or what you want to put inside in the box, and then in the base of this box that we're going to make, you can put a little gift card or a card, and you could actually put money. I folded up 10 or 20 inside there, so you know it's a gift and a gift. Right, so that's the back on, nice and flush. So we're going to manipulate this card that we've already paper pieced, and it does look so beautiful, so rich. But the more that you can stretch the fibres and shape it, the easier it will be to bring it down and glue it in place. And about there. Okay. So we want some wet adhesive along there. Okay, and then we want to bring that down, centre on as you think, and then glue in place. I've just realised I've done the strip and I've not gone in uniform. So that should have been at the bottom, but hey ho, as they say. Vicky Rush in there. I'm going to put this piece back on because it's obviously not been glued on very well by myself. Let's just hold that. It is a good idea to put this paper piece section on whilst it's still damp, and you can manipulate the card better, because as it dries it becomes more rigid, and then you will have little bits like that lift, and that's only because I had mine made up some time ago to put on the box. But if I'd just done it and then I'd stretched the card, it wouldn't have happened. So there we go, we've got that on. Whether it's uniform or not, it's still beautiful. So we're going to put this front panel on that we've already paper pieced. There we go. And then we've got a beautiful panel there for the door. So we're going to put that on. And we're not far off now. There we go. Like I said before, you're going to take a lot more time than myself. I'm having issues with uploading, downloading and all sorts at the moment, so I don't want to keep you too long. So in the set we have this little catch and it has little score lines. You want to crease those score lines and then you want to put a little bit of adhesive on the back there. And I use my tweezers because otherwise I'm all fingers and thumbs. And then I just squeeze those together till it's grabbed. There we go, teeny tiny little catch. And then I put a little bit of adhesive on my hand. Dab that little lock on there and you can see that fits perfectly on the front of that little folded piece of card. And then I'm just going to hold that with the tweezers for a moment. I've already gone ahead and made the envelopes up because you saw me do that in a previous video. So you'll be able to thread this through the side of the lock. Let me turn it towards me so I can see. And that goes in the side of that lock there, so then you know where to position that little lock. So we want some wet adhesive or hot glue gun, whichever you prefer, because obviously it is difficult to glue onto mirror card. It needs some drying time. So I'm just going to leave that there. It probably won't be dry by the time we finish the video, so we'll just leave that there on its own for now. So we've got this envelope here and we need to put some glue down there because it's lifted a little, and then hold that in place till it's grabbed. We've got some other mail there. I've got one with the Santa Claus North Pole and the little postage marks. I'm going to have that one on the outside of the box and this one. And these two envelopes can go inside the post box. So that one says post and in he goes. And that one says mail and in he goes. So we're going to make the stand now. So these two pieces of card are exactly the same. No, they're not. I was going to say they're exactly the same size, but they're not, are they? So this one is the lid. And the lid is 5 1/8 square. So 5 1/8 by 5 1/8. The base is 5 inches by 5 inches, and you want to score an inch on each side for both pieces. Then you want to cut an intersecting piece there up the score line and snip it out. Okay, and I've just got L for lid, B for base in pencil. Then this piece of card, let's have a look now, is 6 1/2 by 6 5/8, and you want to score a 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2 and 6, and it gives you this little glue tab here, and you're going to snip the corners off and then you're going to cut up each section. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold that. So basically each section is 1 1/2 inches with a little glue tab. And then these pieces fold over like so. And then we're going to glue the tab. Get out of my way. There we go. Just to make sure that is stuck. Then pop him open, and then you're going to fold that one in. Put glue on these two pieces. And glue down. And then we're going to repeat the process at the top. And again. Fold them in. And just hold that in place till you know it's grabbed. So I'm just going to hold it just for a few seconds. And then put that to one side. So then we've got the lid and we've got the base. So again, score all your creases. And if you haven't got this bone folder from Tonic, it's amazing. You really need it in your life. It's the best bone folder I've ever had. And there's been a few over the years, but this one beats everything hands down. Right, so we're going to put glue on there, fold him over, glue on there, glue on there, glue on there. At this point, if you've got little mini pegs, paper clips, you can use those if you prefer, but the glue dries fast enough to just hold it till it's grabbed. And then tuck that last one in. Okay, so that was the lid. Then we've got the base, exactly the same again. Burnish. Always try and burnish your folds. And then again. Again, we're just going to hold that till it's grabbed. So remember those measurements, guys, for the boxes. One is 5 by 5 square, scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides, and the other one is 5 1/8 by 5 1/8, scored at 1 inch all the way around. So there's the base, there's the lid. So we could actually do a matching card if we wanted to, stamp some of the things that you've got in the stamp set and place that little card in the box. So you've got a card in there, and you've got maybe money in there, and some sweeties, whatever you want to do. So we're going to get this pole now and basically cover it in wet adhesive, and I'm going to adhere that to the centre of the post box, and I am just going to hold that until I know it's grabbed. Doesn't take too long. Obviously put it to one side and let it really set before you go into play with it. I wouldn't use hot glue either, because that has a habit of just snapping, so you could completely snap the pole off the box, where this is going to kind of weld to the card because you're putting like a water-based glue to another piece of card, and it just melts into the other piece of card, so you've got longevity there once it's dried. So I'm then going to add glue to the base. Now this pole could be as long as short as you want it. You might think that this is a bit too long for your project and you might want it a little bit shorter. It's completely up to you. So we're just going to let that dry, and I shall just have to hold it for a few seconds. Tidy as we go. It's just another way of making it, and another way of being able to add a gift card, you know, like a little mini card to the project as well. So you put a nice little mini card in there, some money in a little envelope, or a nice little message, and then whatever you want to put inside. Like I said, and I said to you about putting messages in there for a wedding, if you had these in your silver and your whites and golds, ivories and creams, you could actually put little nets of sugared almonds inside these and have them on the table. They would look lovely as well. We'd decorate it with little butterflies or flowers. Look beautiful. So that's going to sit on there. Now, these little envelopes, I've made a bracket, and all it is a little strip of card folded over, folded over and folded over, so it's the same size all the way over, right? Nothing funny about it, just cut with scissors. And then we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on there, slide it to that score line, and then crease that fold. And I'm just going to grab it with my trusty tweezers there, and this is going to be like a little easel stand for the envelope, just for decoration. Okay, I'll do that, and then we're going to put glue on there, and we're going to lean the envelope, and you can have the flap open, it doesn't matter, and then you're just going to press against that bracket to the bottom of that envelope until you know the glue has grabbed. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. Glue on there and place that on the back of there, so you know it's going to sit like an easel, and then just hold that in place so you know the glue has grabbed. And it's embossed on the back here, from our home to yours. I think they're lovely, these little sentiments that are in the set. I'm just holding that now. It's nearly set. And there's this one set as well. I think so. I think it has. And then all we're going to do is put adhesive on the bottom of that stand, and then at an angle we're going to glue it to the top of the box so it's leaning against the post. I'm just going to hold that till I know it's grabbed and then I'll show you. It's a funny angle, isn't it, for you to watch? I need to keep holding it for a second. Hold it with the tweezers. And then you can go further with your embellishment. You could hang some ivy. That'd look amazing. And we've had some ivy dies, haven't we, in the past, not that long ago, with the ivy set. I think it was at Ovals, and it had some trailing ivy. So if you've got that set, you drape some ivy underneath here like it's growing against the wall. So we've got that one on there, and we'll just add this one. And then I'm going to leave you in peace, guys, because I think you're probably sick to death of seeing me this week. There we go. I'm just going to hold that down with them. And these little hearts are just an added decoration for the base of the box, just like I did on the original one. Yeah, I think that's grabbed it. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive on my hand. I'm just going to add those little hearts. And I'll add those ones later. You don't need to see me adding those all the way around the box. I'll just push that down. And be careful tipping this because it still needs time to dry. But there is your post box on a stand. So I'm going to put that to one side whilst it's drying and just explain quickly how you do the double. So you want to cut 2 of these. You then want to trim the teeth off one side and do it on your paper trimmer so you get a nice neat edge. You want to add glue to these tabs, and then you want to place this one on this one. When it's dry, you'll have your double box. So instead of it being like the width of one, you've got the double box there, so a bit longer in length. And then when you want to make the base, you cut 2 out, and obviously that goes in the box that way, the widest part. So you're going to trim off one of those and then leave one of these not folded. So you will score, you'll fold these, okay, don't fold that one, and fold these, and obviously you've cut one off there, and that glues onto there, and there's your longer base for the double box. So I hope that helps. I hope you have lots and lots of fun. I've had fun with this set. I'm going to continue having fun with this set because I don't know if you remember the hamper box many years ago. I did American mailbox with it and a caravan. Well, if you did a double one of these, that is the shape of your caravan. All you need to do is put wheels on it, put a little balcony on the front, put some windows in the side, and you've got a camper van. So anyone that missed out on the hamper box, which I know a fair few of you have tried to get it since after seeing the project I created, this will do very similar thing. So heads up there. I wouldn't hang around for this one. I think it's going to absolutely fly out of the door. So I hope you have as much fun as I have so far. And again, can't thank you enough for joining me. Can't thank you enough for commenting. And take care, everybody, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye for now.